Hey, you guys, thanks for listening into this episode of Tips with T. On today, I have Mr. Jaetel with us. Hey, Mr. Jaetel, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a guest on the show. So tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
I'm an entrepreneur, investor. I'm also a real estate agent. I have my real estate license in the state of Massachusetts. Um, I do a couple of e-commerce brands. I run a couple of e-commerce brands, drop shipping brands, and yeah, I post a lot on social media. I don't like the word influencer, but um, I'm a content creator. I guess you can say that.
Okay, cool, cool. So what made you decide to become a real estate agent with all the stuff you got going on? What made you decide you want to do real estate?
Yeah, honestly, like originally I got my real estate license just because I wanted to be a real estate investor.
Mhm.
Um, and I figured that, I heard that um, well, this is what everybody says, you surround yourself, you become who you surround yourself with.
Mhm.
So I figure, if I get my real estate license, um, I join a brokerage and I'll be surrounded by other real estate agents and other people who are interested in real estate. So that's the main reason why I got it. But come to find out, I mean, I hope nobody from my brokerage is watching this, but a lot I don't want to say, a lot of real estate agents don't know what they're doing or don't really know what they're talking about, but I mean that is kind of the case because honestly, when you study for your real estate license, they don't really teach you um the things you would really need to know about real estate. It's kind of like when you're studying to get your driver's license, like the in the class, you don't really learn how to drive a car. They just kind of teach you the rules and like different like vocabulary words and things that really don't benefit you when you're actually in the field. Um, but yeah, I got my license. And Right now I'm mostly focusing on wholesaling.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm more of a wholesaler now. We can talk more about what wholesaling is later on. Um, but um, but yeah, so what I'm doing now is I'm setting up systems in place so that I can have like a referral business with
Mhm.
my real estate license. So what I can do is, if people come to me, clients come to me, looking to buy or sell a house, I'll refer them out to another agent, have them do all the legwork,
Mhm.
and then I get, a percentage off the commission.
Mhm.
So I'm working on that, and then I'm also working on getting licensed in a couple other states. Uh, we do wholesaling in Tennessee, so I wanted to get my license in Tennessee as well,
Mhm.
and um, and a couple other states that I'm looking at that I'm interested in. So yeah.
Cool, cool. So I know we were talking before and we were talking about how there are some strategies when it comes to real estate that we weren't aware of. And one of them was wholesaling and then investing and then house hacking. So tell us a little bit more about those things to bring awareness to us about what those things are in the real estate market.
Yeah, okay. So we'll start with wholesaling. So wholesaling, essentially, it is when you reach out to a owner who's in a distressed situation. It could be a distressed property or just a distressed situation, like somebody in their family passed away, or they're getting a divorce and they need a move or anything like that. And basically, what we do as wholesalers is we go in, we say, "Hey, Mister Homeowner, I see your house here. It looks pretty messed up. Would you be interested in selling your house? And if they're interested, what you do is you'll get the contract for the house at a price that is below the APR, which means after repair value, or ARV, sorry, after repair value, which is basically like what the house would be worth after it is repaired. So you get the house under a contract for a price that's below that. And then what you do is once you have that contract, you go ahead and sell it to an investor for a price that's above that.
Mhm.
And essentially what you get is what's called an assignment fee. And with the assignment fee is what you take home, the investor gets the rest. So for example, we'll say um you get a house under contract for $50,000, um and then you go ahead and sell that contract to an investor for $60,000. You go ahead, you sell it to the investor, and then you take the $10,000, and that's what you take home.
Mhm.
So that's what wholesaling is.
Okay.
And then what was the other one?
Real
Investing.
estate, yeah. Like, what are some other ways we can invest in real estate besides wholesaling?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a few other ways. There's what is called real estate investment trust,
Hmm.
which is basically like a stock of a real estate company. So there's a few real estate investment trusts that I've invested into. There's like companies that run like all the fast food places and all like the commercial properties like that. Those companies are owned by an investment real estate company,
Hmm.
and you can invest into that company in the stock market, basically. But then, the more traditional ways where you see most people do is, you buy either a single family house or a multi-family house,
Hmm.
and then you have tenants pay you rent, and the rent covers the mortgage and all the other expenses, and then you take home whatever is left uh, from the profits that you make from the property. Um, and then house hacking is when you purchase a multifamily house,
Hmm.
or it could be a single family house. You can also house hack a single family house, but essentially is when you buy a house and then let's say it's a multifamily house, you live in one unit and you rent out the other units, and then uh the rental income covers the mortgage and all your other expenses. And essentially, you're living there for free because you don't have to pay the mortgage because your tenants are paying you rent and is covering your mortgage.
Yeah.
So that's what house hacking is.
Yeah.
Um,
I see a lot of people do like house hacking with duplexes and stuff like that. They live in one duplex and then they'll rent the other ones out to
yeah,
other residents. Hmm.
yeah. And there's other ways too that I've seen people house hack, like single family houses where they'll uh either they'll have a bedroom and then they'll rent out the other bedrooms. That's kind of like subletting. But then what they'll also do is they have like a space in the basement for like anything. It could be like a content space, like they have like a green screen with like microphones and stuff, and they have people rent out the space to do podcasts, or like a studio space. That's the other way you can house hack without just getting a multifamily house.
Cool, cool. So out of all those, like what is, I guess, what would you feel like is a top way to invest when it comes to real estate?
Top way. Honestly, I'd say like just to get your feet in the game, wholesaling is a really good way to get into real estate
Hmm.
with no money down. Like you don't have to put any money down. You don't need a real estate license to do it. And also, you know, you just learn a lot about real estate. You learn a lot about all the different things like that. But the best way to invest for just somebody who's starting out also would be house hacking. I think, because what you can do is you purchase your first house, house hack it, and then you go refinance or do a HELOC, which is, home equity line of credit, and you take money out of the house and then go buy another one, and then you keep doing that process. And then you look back and you have a large portfolio of a bunch of investment properties, and then that's a good way to do it as well. So
Okay, cool. Well, cool. Well, thank you so much, JTL, for coming on the show and sharing us with us real estate strategies that you have learned. I wish you best on your journey in real estate because I know the real
thank you.
estate market right now is booming,
Yeah.
so to speak, when it comes to a lot of people want to purchase and buy homes. So tell our listeners, and I'm gonna share our social media handles, but tell our listeners how they can get in contact with you if they would like to render any of your services.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can get in contact with me. I actually just changed my name everywhere. I'm now Messy Monopoly on all social media platforms. I'm just doing like a new rebranding of everything. So yeah, Messy Monopoly is Messii Monopoly, like the board game. And yeah, that's where you can find me on all platforms.
Okay. And if you guys want to get in contact with me, feel free to do so. My number is 910-317-0396. You can shoot me an email at contact@mjfinancial.biz. You can also schedule a consultation with me, you guys, on my website at www.mjfinancial.biz. You can find this episode on Anchor, you guys, and Spotify. And you can also find the video for this interview on the YouTube channel for M&J Financial Management as well. So thank you once again, Jaetel, for being a guest on the show. I highly appreciate you.
Thank you.
And all right, you guys, we'll see you on the next episode of Tips with T.